right. After about a week, not a week, after a couple of days. I know I've been kind of off and on. Probably gonna have to say that a few times. I've been a little bit off and on for the last like week or so. Uh, Constant Dawn Trail streams. I've also been playing it in my free time because I have to play catch up and stuff. So I've been kind of lazy. Today I did a bunch of cooking. So I'm actually got a little tired. And then of course I slept. It's just everything I could have done that was not the right thing to do is exactly what I did. So we're gonna play Donkey Kong on a day where I could designate actually like a full amount of time to it. Because if I play it now, I'm just gonna be tired, and I'd rather play it while I'm enjoying it, I guess. Which this game, if I just decide to play for 30 minutes, it's not a big deal. It's nothing lost, no harm, no foul. What are we doing today? What's in my party? Oh, I do have Avalug in my party. What was I doing? Avalug and Obama Snow? Strong style Woodhammer? Oh, that sucks. This is not bad. I don't know what Mountain Gale does, but I know Blizzard can be strong styled and that'll be easy. So for that we would need to fight like flying types or grass types. Which I guess could be Cobalt because we could go fight Beautifly and other Pokemon. Bronzong. Bronzong is also easy. Flash Cannon and Extra Sensory isn't that bad. That's pretty alright. What do we need Hypnosis for? Oh my god. Okay. What was it? Strong Style? Yeah, maybe we just do that. What is it? Extra Sensory and... Extra Sensory is Psychic. So we could do Poison and Fighting. I feel like every time we want to do something at this point, and then, what was the other one? Flash Cannon is Steel. It's like we got alternate things. I guess we could go up to, well, maybe we could start off over here, I guess. That makes a little bit more sense. Is we'll start off over here, and then we'll ride out, and then let's try to get some extra sensories done, which is basically what I'm doing this for. Because I know there's a bunch of Pokemon during the day that we could fight. What is my phone doing? It's like the screen is lit up, but nothing's on it. That is so weird. And it's not shutting off, which is definitely killing battery. I love phones. Okay. And then, whoa. Has that ever been glowing? I guess it has. Yeah, I guess it has been glowing like that forever. Alright. Have I upgraded any of these Pokemon? Yes, actually, quite significantly, which is good. Okay, I don't have to worry about that. That's like the number one thing I was thinking about. Is like, do I have to upgrade this stuff in this manner? And the answer is no, because I've already upgraded these Pokemon before. Past me was truly a genius. Before Dawn Trail came out and took all my brain power away from me. Past me was absolutely cooking. Like I say, I know it's going to be like another couple of streams or whatever, but we really are starting to get to the end of this, which is actually kind of insane. And I feel good about it. I feel good that like this big long-term project is finally coming to its natural, inevitable conclusion, despite all the bullshit, all the stuff that made me pissed, all the stuff that made me annoyed. It's actually kind of refreshing to get to this nice logical end for Pokemon Legends Arceus. I very much enjoy this. It's very nice, actually. Oh, man. And then after that, I mean, I'll be honest with you. Pokemon Violet just... I was fucking angry at it. I just feel like I play it and I just get mad. And I don't know, man. Like, if I'm gonna get mad at a game, at least let it be like a hard game. You know what I mean? Like, at least let it be like I'm raging at like a Souls game or something. You know, like, does it, I shouldn't really, I don't want, I should say, I don't want to get angry at like a fucking Pokemon game. Maybe like bad RNG is one thing, but like bad mechanics is just like, why bother? Like, I do it, but you know, like, I don't even know why I do it at this point. I guess I have to be somewhat of a glutton for punishment, to be honest with you. Alright, maybe we should skip this Machamp. Or, I'm sorry, this Machoke. And the reason why is because he's probably going to move first, and I probably can't one-shot him, and he's going to one-shot me. Because I'm not completely resistant, so I don't want to fuck around with it. And then Flash Cannon, we could just fight, like, I guess, no, we could just go up to the ice area. Pretty much everything up there in that main area is an ice type. We could just spam Flash Cannon. Probably it's a one-shot anyway, regardless, so I don't have to worry about it. And then, like, this week, if I could get my sleep cycle in order, what I will do is I will try to record early in the day and then stream late. Oh, I stopped sleeping during the day. But this chair is just so comfy. I think I did kind of stop it from squeaking as much. I'm pretty sure. I think it's a little bit better now than it was before. So that's kind of nice. It basically the problem was that the screws were getting loose. But I think it's just also, like, I didn't flip it over and tighten the things below it. Because this chair actually requires two different kinds of screws. It has normal screws, like Phillips. And then it has hexagonal. And I did not stop the hexagonal screws at all. So I am cognizant that, like, every time I shift in this seat, like, it does make a lot of noise, but, you know, there's not really much I can do about it. I did tighten it, though. I did tighten it a lot, actually. I just have to find the hexagonal tool I need. Very interesting that Bug does not resist Psychic, but Psychic is weak to Bug, which is like one of the most underexploited weaknesses in like Pokemon history. Is Psychic is weak to Bug, and then there's like nothing in Gen 1 that's actually like a real threat. They just did not check Psychics at all in Gen 1. It's so crazy. And even when you play Fire Red, Leaf Green, like, the Dex is still kind of fucked up because there's so many Psychic types. And they're really good, and there's nothing to really counter them. I also just think it's funny, too, that, like, a lot of Pokemon in Gen 1, you can't even acquire in the overworld. You have to find them from a trade. You know, like, Gen 1 is really held together with duct tape. It's actually kind of crazy that, like, the only way to get Jinx in Gen 1 is to trade with some random lady. So every Jinx in Gen 1, that's caught from Gen 1 at least, has that weird name. I forget what it even is. Every single one. Seriously. There's a complete oversight on the development. But like, Gen 1 is held together with spit and duct tape, as they say, so it doesn't really surprise me too much. Times you've seen use extra sensory. Oh, because I fought against them. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, let's get as many usages of extra sensory out the way. And then however many, I think it's what, 40 strong styles? We'll just go up north. I guess we'll swap to Avalugg here in a minute. As you can see, the time of day shifted. I kind of wish that there was a little bit of a bonus, like if you knock out a bunch of Pokemon. They have that a little bit in Violet. Like, the more you interact with an outbreak, the more likely you are to get a shiny. It's actually, the further into the outbreak you get, the higher the odds get. Now, I've only looked over that chart a handful of times because I genuinely, like, don't really care too much. Ugh. Like, I genuinely don't care about Pokemon Violet that much. Look how much damage that did. Oh, that was a crit. I mean, even still, that's ridiculous. Very nice. That was actually, like, almost perfectly finessed that I was able to knock it out with, like, one, or leave it with 1 HP. That was actually really well done. That was super RNG. In my favor. You love to see it. Now, I'm not fighting that thing, obviously. Wow, multiple alphas spawned in. That's like a 1% chance for both of these Pokemon. The Skorupi and then this. That's insanity. Ugh. Okay, very nice. Let's position myself over here. We'll probably get, what, 20 usages done? And then we just fight a bunch of ice types. We have the reverse problem with Avalugg. We have to fight a bunch of ice types. And I guess we could go fight, like, there's not a lot of pure water types in this game. Or, I don't know, where can we find, like, a bunch of Geodudes? I guess we have to go fight Rhyhorns and stuff. We kind of have a little bit of an all-over-the-place selection of Pokemon this time around. And they're all ice types, which means that they're all weak to very common types. Dude, my nose is bothering me. Something crazy. Okay. Alright, I think that's it. Yeah, we're over it. Okay. Oh, we only have to use Flash Cannon 23 times, and then we have to use 21 strong styles. Okay. So Bronzong is basically done. Like, obviously not totally, but we could kind of mosey on over to another Pokemon. That'll be easy. We just spam strong style Flash Cannon until we're done. I guess we'll work on Avalugg, Mountain Gale, and Blizzard. Strong style. Sure, whatever. We don't need that. Both of these are inaccurate moves. Very nice. You'll love to see it. Okay. Now, we might run out of daylight for this. It's not the end of the world if we do. Let's do Mountain Gale. Good fucking God. Oh, that's bad. Oh, very nice. Oh, they both have 5 power points each, bro. Oh my God. They really... Some challenges, I want to know the percentage of people that actually beat some of these challenges. You know what I mean? Like, what's the percentage of people that actually completed these challenges? Not even at all, just on their way to get to rank 10. You know, like pre-rank 10. Whether or not they got to it or not. Like, what's the statistics on that? Because I feel like a lot of these Pokemon are just completely out of the way, and these moves just are too ass to be really that good. Okay. I should save my game. I guess what I could do is I could just equip the sticky globs and just throw them at enemies constantly. I could do that, and then that way they won't run, because non-alpha Pokemon, they just get staggered by 1 instantly. So technically, for Pokemon that would flee, I could just use sticky globs. Which you could just buy, by the way. All that time I spent complaining about it, you could just buy them. It's the most ridiculous thing that's ever happened to me on this game, next to selling all my dust like a fucking dumbass. Which isn't even a good conversion, mind you. It's always an L stream when you're rolling with me. Okay. But yeah, otherwise, things have been pretty good. I'm feeling good. The Dawn Trail playthrough was very nice. I had a good time. I enjoyed myself. That's a chat tot. Which we could do this. Great. Isn't it stunned? What? Didn't I just stagger? I guess you still have to hit it from behind. Okay. I figured that you enter combat, it's automatically stunned if you've hit it with that. I guess not. You always have to circle behind. It just makes it easier to circle behind. Okay. Very nice. Do you think Staraptor stuns on one orb? It does. Okay, interesting. Vender todo el polvo, venderlo ahora. I'm assuming that's Spanish. I don't know which, though. I don't know if it's, what is it, Spaniard Spanish? Wow, he just didn't care. That's crazy. I hit him right in the face with it, and he didn't care. That might be one of the few languages I can actually kind of read a little bit. Old World? Is that what they refer to it as? I forget how my Spanish teachers refer to it, because I've had Spaniard Spanish teachers and then like Hispanic Spanish teachers. Sell all the dust, sell it now. Why did I heal that one move? That was a complete mistake. I did not mean to do that at all. Well, we're not done yet. Like, all I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to that camp and just rewind time, and then that way we'll have the full day time to burn through all these moves. And after that, we just have to burn through Blizzard as well. So we're definitely going to do Avalugg and Bronzong today. That's going to be easy. They're fast Pokemon. We're not at the rank 90 stuff yet. We're only at 12, which is unfortunate, but whatever. It is what it is. It's a shame that, like, Salamence isn't in this game. Salamence isn't in this game. Like, it's just really unfortunate. Like, if this game had more Pokemon, and, like, I just feel like they wouldn't have had to put this many challenges for nothing. Effectively, it's all just filler. It's just potential so you don't run into the same 5 challenges as your friend. Like, everyone will technically accomplish different challenges and different permutations. So, yeah. Of course, it means that the 100% of this game must be, like, 5 days if all you did was battle, 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 and not care about shinies. This game is one of the most ridiculous... This game is one of the most ridiculous 100%s I've ever seen. Because the 100% genuinely nets you nothing. And it's only 100% just to tick some boxes. I guess we have to use Blizzard. I didn't get that back. Oh well, it's fine. Technically, we should do Blizzard first, because Blizzard has a worse accuracy. So maybe I did that wrong. Technically, I should do Blizzard first, because Blizzard only has an accuracy of, what? 70? Yeah, let's swap over. Let's do Blizzard first, and then we'll go back to Mountain Gale. Because we have, what? 23 usages of Blizzard, and then, what, 23 plus 13 is, what, 36? So we could do 4 more Mountain Gales. Let's just get Blizzard out the way, because Blizzard has worse accuracy. I'd rather just get it done first. I mean, if I'm just gonna stay here until I do it, I might as well just get this done first. Like, you know. Oh, oops, I did it wrong. Alright, let's rewind time. How are you doing, Biff? How are you doing, Ash? Yeah, I put the time for 9:15. I actually started sooner. Oops. That was my mistake. Forest Galante. His stuff is really neat. That sounds okay, I guess. Over my BF and I'm sour about it. I'm sorry to hear that. That's very unfortunate. Discovers animals that may be extinct or alive. What the fuck? Oh, Forest Galante. Oh no, I did Mountain Gale. Okay, that's fine. There's a little bit of leeway. I could use it 4 times. I was half thinking about this. Okay, cool. Whoop. Alright, that's an easy one. Starlies usually run. You don't have to throw anything on them. Okay, anyway. Yep, and that's exactly why we're getting it done right off the bat. We're getting it done and dusted. We missed 2 blizzards in a row. Think about that one. And it ran away because of that. Very nice. Think about that. What is it when you use strong style? Does it go from 70 to like 85 or something? Let's see. What are the odds of blizzard when you strong style it? Bruh, I got a 10% chance twice. Fuck your mother, dude. This is ridiculous. This is so stupid. This is what pisses me off about this game, as usual. But that's just bad RNG. That's not even bad mechanics. That's just bad RNG. See, that I could live with. There's a reason why I get angry at Violet, and it's not because of the low RNG. It's because genuinely the mechanics of the game just suck. That's just me rolling really poorly. So it is what it is. Nothing you could do about that. I could go play Fire Emblem and have just as bad of RNG. And it has happened to me in Fire Emblem. And it'll happen to me again the next time I play any RPG style game. Which I did get to record a little bit today. I didn't get to record as much, but that's because I was cooking while I was recording and then I stopped. And then, you know, you cook something that's pretty nice. You go out, you know, you say, okay, let me go get some food, right? I want to get something to eat. So I had a good amount of the pork I cooked. It was delicious as always, of course. And then I sat down, I was like, all right, let me take a minute, and then I fell asleep. Like, basically right away. That's pretty much how that went. So tomorrow, because I'm not cooking anything, ideally I won't have to, you know, I won't fall asleep from eating food, which will be nice. And then I'll be able to, what am I recording? Luigi's Mansion 2 HD. It's alright. It's not quite what I expected, even as far as, like, a Luigi's Mansion game. I just prefer Luigi's Mansion 1. I think that Luigi's Mansion 1 is just this crazy, flash-in-the-pan, one-off fucking game, and I don't think it'll ever be recreated, and it's very obvious that maybe Nintendo feels the same way about it, so they made the second game way, way comedic, and that's not bad. And obviously, like, I don't want to be the dude that's like, oh, well, it didn't. Yeah, I get it. I get why they did it. All right, we 10% again. There you go. When Avatar: Rise of Ronin stream, well, neither of those are going to be streamed. I'm getting to those, but neither of those are going to be streams. I can tell you right now. Only reason I stream some of these games is because I'm lazy and I don't particularly care much to make full-on playthroughs of either of them. Like, I'll be honest, I don't particularly care about, like, how an Arceus playthrough will be received. Even from day one, I was like, you know what, it's a Pokemon game, it's gonna be bad, the least I could do is shitpost about it. Same thing with Pokemon Violet. Like, if I'm gonna suffer through these awful fucking games, the least I could do is, what is it called? Sorry, I'm just not buying PlayStation Live. Or whatever it's called, PlayStation Plus. I'm just not gonna do it. Plus, I might not even like Avatar, so if I end up not liking it, like, I might just not finish it. I'll be honest with you. I might just not like it. Like, I'm genuinely the kind of guy that, like, if I don't like a game, I'm probably not gonna finish it. Like, there's playthroughs I just never finished, and I was like, that's not always, like, those things are mutually exclusive, though. So I might not finish a game I do like, just because either I just never get back to it, or, you know, something else. But if I don't like a game, usually I don't finish it unless it's, like, really short, really easy, or really whatever. Like, the only reason I finished, for example, my favorite game to shit on, Tales of Arise, the only reason I finished that is because I knew I was at the end. I was like, fuck it. If nothing else, I could go to easy mode and just turbo through it and just get onto the story. And I did. To be fair, I was really holding out on that game until, like, the literal last recording session. And then once I got to that, I was like, yeah, fuck this game. I give up. Always a good time. And there has been no note at Namco of what they're going to do next with the Tales series. Which is, not fantastic, to say the least. I'd like to hope in the next, like, couple of months or, like, another year, they're gonna come out or talk, at least discuss what they're gonna do with the Tales series. I don't know how likely that is, but I would like them to, you know? What I would like to do is I would like to play Gen 2. I've been kind of itching to play a little bit of Gen 2 recently. So maybe if I could figure out how to, like, get the Pokemon randomizer working and just not randomize it, maybe I would really enjoy playing Pokemon Gen 2 again, because I haven't played that in a while. And you know me, like, I'm a huge fan of Gold, Silver, Crystal. I love that era. I love the design. I love the art. I love everything about that era. And I played Gen 3. Ah, fuck. Look at this thing. Hey, I'm not the biggest threat to it. Alright, run away. Sure, it's underwater. What do you want me to do about it? I don't even think you could hit... I don't even think you could hit it with, like, a sticky glob, because I'm pretty sure sticky globs hit the water. But yeah, I'm gonna get back to recording this week, like I said. Now that I'm done with Dawn Trail, I'm not busy, I don't have a billion things going on. You know, I'll swing around and I'll do some of that. I got plenty of games to catch up on. Now that I'm free and stuff, I could actually go back to it. We will play Donkey Kong, we will play all these other things. Now that I'm finally free, I just have to not fall asleep. I gotta eat late in the fucking day. I gotta start eating dinner, like, at 7. So that way I'm, like, if I get tired, like, it's like, okay, well, I only have a few hours to bed. Because if I eat, like, a decent meal early, I just fall asleep. I'm just tired like that. And then I don't accomplish anything. And then the day is over. And then it's like, well, what am I going to do? Record at 10 o'clock? And, like, you could say, yeah, but I don't know. Wow, that's actually really rare. I think that's a 95%. How was the DLC? The DLC for what? What DLC? Oh, you mean like for Dawn Trail? Oh, yeah, the expansion was pretty alright. Now, was it Endwalker levels of hype or Shadowbringers levels of hype? No, but that's my thing, is I don't need it to constantly be on the same level. I think that the story that they told was interesting. It was a world-building story, which is good, but that inherently is, like, super divisive in the Final Fantasy community. I'm not, like, the biggest fan of I think that people are a little bit too harsh on it. I don't hate Woklamat and some of the story as much as everyone else. I think it's fine to have a character that's not super serious all the time, even though, you know, things change as the expansion goes on. So I didn't hate it. I think it's pretty solid. I think it's got good changes. It's got good gameplay design. So, but I mean, like, we're only a week into it. Like, most of this content is going to come out over the next 2 years. So, like, a lot of it, they brought back a lot of things that you haven't seen in 14 in a while, which is, like, dungeon bosses that do AoEs, right? That hasn't been seen, I think, since, like, Heaven's Ward. Or, I'm sorry, not dungeon bosses. Dungeon mobs that do AoEs as part of their attacks. We haven't seen that since Heaven's Ward, right? Like, there's a lot of interesting things that I think are pretty good. But, like, they had the emergency patch to fix Extreme 2, which I didn't even start. And, yeah, I think it was alright. It was good. I'm glad I had the time designated to play through it in the manner I did, so I could really enjoy it. Play everything. That's what I mean. Like, I think it was a very satisfying expansion. And usually when you do story playthroughs of stuff, you usually get a good satisfying amount. Now, when I used to play WoW, like, some of the X-Packs were good, a couple of them are not that great, right? Just even story-wise, like, just progressing it is just kind of off. But here, I feel like I got a good RPG story, a good experience. I don't hate it like people seem to. But that's inevitable. When you get, like with most games, especially with MMOs, you're going to get half the community loves it, half the community hates it. And I could tell you, like, yeah, the first part was a little slow. The second part was definitely very world building and very kind of interesting. So you could have a half and half, and I think it's all right. And you know me, like, if I could play a Pokemon game and find the nuance and how good and bad a Pokemon game is, you know, I think that everything has that to a certain degree. Alright, we have to use 8 more blizzards. Okay, we're making good progress. That's what I'm saying. Like, as a genre, I'm still not really turned off to MMOs compared to shooters. I don't like shooters no more. I don't like shooters. That's just an era of my life that's probably not coming back at this point. Because I don't like the design of modern shooters. And in fairness, I don't like the design of a lot of modern games either, which is why I don't play them. For one reason or another, whether it's political, or whether it's just gameplay-wise, or whether they just don't care to write a story. Like, I don't really like Soulsborne games. I'll be honest with you, I don't. I play them very casually. I don't like Soulsborne games. That's just not my type of game. It's not something I find a lot of enjoyment from. Here's a boss that has some ridiculous attack pattern, and they will hold it, and hold it, and hold it. Alright, now I'll swing. I don't like that. I just think that's not fun, personally. I just don't enjoy that. Like, I'll play the FromSoft games at some point, but I just don't enjoy that. If you personally want to ask me, I don't. I'm sorry. Stranger of Paradise was kind of casual about it. Star Wars was also a little bit more casual about it. I guess Zelda's just difficult. I don't think it's not a Souls game, but you know, Zelda was kind of okay about it, so that's why I didn't hate it. But yeah, I don't know. I played 3 Souls games on the channel. I got a little bit tired of it. That's why Bloodborne, I was just like, sure, I'll fucking co-op it. I don't really give a shit. Why not? I wasn't really in love with Bloodborne anyway, so I was like, whatever. Now, that doesn't mean I don't think it's a good game. That just means I wasn't, like, super enthralled by it, you know? It was an alright experience. I had a fun time co-oping. It is what it is. Like, I don't really care. But then, like, the thing is that co-oping those games, I don't know. I feel like they are meant to be more single-player experiences. The multiplayer, let's be fair, has always been kind of busted. Especially with the netcode. I remember the original netcode for Dark Souls 1. People would not even be at your back, and they would just teleport to your back and just stomp you or backstab you, and you'd be like, "What the fuck? How did that happen? He wasn't even close. He missed." Yeah, it was a very interesting time. I remember those days. It's also a game that usually has like a very strict, I don't want to say meta, but there's very optimized builds, and if you're not running them, I don't know. I don't want to patsy the entire FromSoft fan base, but like, at least some of the times when I've interacted with certain individuals from it, they've been like, "Oh, well, what? You're not using this build?" And I'm like, "No, I just dick around. I just fucked around." I don't want to say it's elitism. It's like I don't sit on IGN or GameFAQs or YouTube all day looking up optimized builds. Usually when I play a game, I don't do that. I just play the game, to be honest with you. That's more fun to me, is playing a game and experimenting. And if you like what happens, cool. And if you don't, that's also cool, right? No harm, no foul. Alright, so now we have to do Mountain Gale some more. Let's reset the day because we've defeated most of the Pokemon up here. I gotta make thumbnails for all this stuff. I gotta make thumbnails for Avatar, thumbnails for Rise of Ronin, thumbnails for Luigi's Mansion. I don't think I've made any of those. I have to make those. Thumbnails for, what's the other things I'm playing? Because nothing is coming out this year besides, Brothership. Or not this year, excuse me. Nothing is coming out in July that interests me besides Brothership. The only thing I might do is maybe I'll play Kingdom Hearts on the Steam Deck. But I might just do that in my own time, because I just want to play, like, one in Chain of Memories. Because I haven't played those... I haven't played Chain of Memories since the last playthrough I did of it. I love that game. I love the PS2 version, because Marluxia gets a final form. That shit is cool, man. Kingdom Hearts will have really, really boring story in a lot of the worlds. And then, like, randomly out of nowhere, like, the Final Fantasy portions of Kingdom Hearts will be stupidly fucking good. And it's the most weird dichotomy of gameplay decisions I've ever seen. So, like, all the original worlds, cool shit happens, epic fights happen, whatever. When you're just in the Disney worlds, which is, like, kind of half the main appeal, like, yeah, it's alright. It's not terrible, but, you know, it depends on the world on a world-by-world basis. I feel like Kingdom Hearts 3 definitely suffers from that the most. I did not give a shit about any of the CGI worlds, period. I did not give two flying fucks. I was more interested in Hercules than I was in anything else. Which they really love Olympus Coliseum. They love bringing that back in, like, every Kingdom Hearts game. I'm pretty sure it's the only world that's been in every Kingdom Hearts game. To some degree, is Olympus Coliseum. Somehow, against all fucking odds, it exists in, like, every Kingdom Hearts game. It's the most documented world in that series. And I was loving Pirates. Pirates was cool, too, so... You'll hear no complaints from me. Kingdom Hearts 2 is just part of that, like, PS2 era what the fuck, dude. I love it so much. It's such a unique game because they just did so much weird shit with it, because now they were like, okay, we got a franchise going, so we could do whatever we want, and we have a blank check to finish it, or to do whatever. I mean, they did. It took them, like, what, a decade and a half to make a sequel to it, and they had other games in the interim. I love that, man. And you know what? Listen, I'm all for Square Enix chasing the bag and you know, putting these games on Steam, putting these games on Xbox. Fuck Sony, dude. Put it on everything. Seriously. Why are you going to make less money? That's no-brainer for me. Sony is clearly not doing you enough favors. So fuck those guys. I mean, also fuck Square Enix. They do a lot of shit I don't like. But I don't know why... Whatever Epic was paying them was clearly not enough, I'm just saying. Whatever Epic had said they were going to pay them, it was not enough, I can tell you right now. Ever seen Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Bits of it. I've never seen it from start to finish, no. I've heard of it, I've seen maybe a few scenes maybe here and there. I've never fully watched it. Isn't that the one where they have fucking Mickey Mouse and Bugs Bunny on screen for like what was it? They were counting the fucking frames that they shared the screen together. Something like that. Or am I thinking of something else? I think that's the movie. It was like the ultimate crossover. But no, I have not seen it. Very nice. Donald fought Daffy? Oh, I gotta watch this movie now. What the hell? You've been holding out on me. Alright, I'm gonna re-up. If I re-up, he's gonna flee, isn't he? Alright, let's see if I could do this. Then I'm gonna run. Jesus, that camera angle. Okay, I'm gonna run. There you go. He's gonna move and waste his turn to move. So I'm gonna hit him now. Never mind. Bro, I'd be careful. Donald is kind of cracked in the Kingdom Hearts lore. Daffy might be in for some real shit. Just saying. Alright, the battle flee? No. Yes. Donald is literally over here using magic that not even Final Fantasy villains know. Like, straight Final... I don't know. I just think that Kingdom Hearts' charm is bringing those 2D worlds to life. I feel like the 3D worlds that just look like they're a video game anyway, it just doesn't hit the same. Like, that's why I think that part of the magic is the fantasy of, like, Disney worlds. Personally. I'm just saying. I think that that's a little bit better, right? It's a little bit better. Also, those worlds get you know, probably get content ID'd non-stop. It's actually kind of nuts. In fact, I should see if they still have the things on those videos. Let me look really quickly. Oh god, I missed. You're fucking kidding me, bro. Let's see. I missed twice. Dude, just run away. Just get out of here, bro. Just get the fuck out of here. I call it Kingdom Hearts I. Yes, I did. No, all the restrictions got lifted. At one point, like 3 of the videos got flagged as if I uploaded the actual movie. It was insane. I never uploaded the Remind DLC either. I never uploaded it. I think I found it actually because I rendered it. I have to figure out, wait, I have to figure out where I put it. I gotta do like some video inventory. Because I bought Remind and then fucking never uploaded it. Fucking cringe festival. That reminds me of the Naruto Revolution story that I sat through and I just never uploaded it. I sat through the whole Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm, what is it? Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm Revolutions. I sat through the whole fucking thing. The fucking Mecha Naruto shit. I sat through it all. And then at the end of it, I was like, bro, I'm not uploading this. And I never uploaded it. Actual... Oh, fuck. Hi. I hate that so much. It's actual permanent lost footage. And it shall remain lost footage for eternity. Just like the Dante's Inferno playthrough, which is currently literally sitting in hell. Blame them for putting tits in it. Like, what do you want me to do? I can't upload that to YouTube. And Betty Boop is the barmaid. You know they were making a Popeye movie, right, Viv? And they canceled it and they made the Emoji movie instead. I think about that quite frequently. And like maybe they made, you know, a financial decision. It just sucks that like Popeye is this awesome American icon and they can't give him a break. He can never get a movie, he can never come back. He just exists in limbo. Cause like I was watching Boomerang with my friends recently and I was like, dude, I love Popeye. This is fucking cool. Popeye is basically an anime character. Ironically, America was at war with Japan at the time. But, like, Popeye basically could have, like, the most epic crossover with, like, a random anime character. Popeye is just fucking cool, man. I'm sorry. Like, I'm not saying they gotta super franchise it. Got it. Where's my Pokemon? He's floating. He's vibing. Alright. But, yeah. Light-minded, it's going great. Thank you for asking. Thank you, thank you. I was a little tired. I woke up, long story short, I was cooking today. I barely got to record. So I moved Donkey Kong to a safer day where I know I hopefully won't be as tired. So that way I won't only play for like an hour or two. I'm going to need my full brain power for Donkey Kong. This, I'm half watching it. I thought Betty Boop and Popeye were dating. Oh no, it's Olive Oil. But yeah, I don't know. They're old school like that. I like that art style. That's why the Cuphead bros, I love them. Even though I don't like Cuphead, I like as a game. I like that. I can respect that hustle. Yeah, you can't dodge that. It's very unfortunate. Anyway. Yeah, Olive Oil is his love interest, and then it's like Bluto. I love those cartoons. Bluto isn't even in every single episode. He wasn't in the episode we watched, which was kind of cool. I just like old cartoons like that. I don't know. The older I get and the more I see new cartoons, the more I like older cartoons. That is purely opinion, but, you know. This Popeye is on the spinach I buy at the store. Oh, that's so cool! That is so dope. Really? Oh, man. I'm so jealous. That is so fucking awesome. That's like Green Giant levels of brand awareness. That's why the Cuphead dudes are just awesome, because they animated that stuff frame by frame. That's fucking cool, man. That's the kind of love and artisanal value I love from a video game. When someone who's working on it cares so much, you know? That is just the best part of a video game, in my opinion. But yeah, light-minded, I did start playing Luigi's Mansion 2 today. And I took your advice, I turned off motion controls. Now, I didn't get to any part that had them yet, because I barely got to play anything today. But I did take your advice, and I did turn it off ahead of time. So I appreciate you letting me know that there's motion controls. Because if a game has motion controls, I don't want to do it. I don't want to use it at this point. I hate the idea of motion controls. It's not fun. Motion controls stopped being fun many, many chapters ago in my life. Alright, we're done. Okay. So Obama Snow is what? Blizzard? Oh, we gotta use 70 strong styles. I mean, let's come back and do that. Let's just get Bronzong out the way. Let's do Bronzong first. Yeah. So we just have to go use Flash Cannon and strong style it. Okay. So we're actually done here then. Let's mix it up a little bit. I have to see what the next Pokemon I'm going to work on is going to be. Alright, let me open up the Google document. Where's my Google? I'm on Firefox now, by the way. I've abandoned Google Chrome. I have to sign into the other account. That'll be the only reason, or I'm sorry, not Google Chrome, Opera GX. I've abandoned it. It just keeps crashing. It just keeps ramping the shit up. So I just said, I'm done. I'm not doing it anymore. Alright, I have not played this since in about 2 weeks. That's not very long. Sorry, it's 7/6/24. Let's see. Avalug. Very nice. And we'll do Bronzong. 7/6/24. 1. Alright, we're at 193 now. Very nice. Should we do a Growlithe event? Do I have any Pokemon that could benefit from Growlithe? What's the last Pokemon in my inventory? Oh, Mantine. What do we need for Mantine? Where the fuck is Mantine? Do we have any water types? I guess we could use Basculin. Yeah, let's use Basculin. Yeah, Wave Crash. Sure. Okay. And now to fill it in. Even though Avalug is part of the 11 or so Pokemon, it was actually pretty easy to top, or to max out, so I'm cool with that. Okay. Done. Swap that for Basculin. I'm assuming it was this Basculin that I was going to use. I'm assuming I totally did not screw myself. Okay. They are on... See, I wish that there was like a little thing somewhere here, man. Like, the fact that it's literally equally distant on either side is just not great, or whatever. What can you do? Popeye spinach, we get the fresh in-bag stuff. Wow. You can't find canned? Honestly, he's living the life, man. That sounds delicious. Fresh spinach is amazing. I have always loved vegetables over fruits, man. Always. Oh, those old cartoons, dude. Let's see. What moves do we need to know? I think you have them, right? Wave Crash and Double Edge. Okay. Have we upgraded you? Yes, actually. Hopefully that makes the other 3 run towards the edge. And then that way I don't have to get involved with them. But we'll see. Ow. I love recoil moves. Okay. Alright. This is actually good because we're making Pokedex progress while we're doing this, which is, you know, that's ideal. You want to be able to do that. Hi. Yeah, I don't know. I've just been feeling really, really, like, interested in playing Gen 2. But, like, I don't really want to hook up my GameCube anymore. Like, that's like, the legit way to play it. But, like, you can't save the game. I'd have to beat it in one sitting. So, like, technically I could do it, but I think I might just try to get the Universal Pokemon Randomizer to work. It just seems like a better idea to me. What? Kind of wish you could edit each route, because what I would do is I would put all the Pokemon in the game on some level, at least all wild Pokemon. I don't know, because like it just sucks that you can't, like, there's no perfect version of Crystal besides Crystal Clear, which is dope. But like I kind of just want to play the base game with the ability to catch everything. And that's why Pokemon is unfortunately just a franchise that just kind of sucks. There's no perfect Pokemon game. Every game is missing something from it. No matter how much you wish it wasn't the case. Every Pokemon game is missing something. Made Dad a Vif special. Chopped mushrooms, chopped spinach, and then folded into scrambled eggs. That sounds okay. I'm not very good cooking with eggs. I'll say that. I'm not stupendous with eggs. I'm alright. Eggs are very finicky. And I'm gonna have some tomorrow, so. Alright, well, it can already evolve. That's just because Wave Crash is how you evolve Basculin. But obviously we're not gonna evolve it. At least not yet. How many times do we have to do this? 40? Let's actually get this done now. Because then we have to use Double Edge. I'm guessing Double Edge we just have to fight, like, Starlies and Staravias again. There you go. Power points. Okay. What? How did I do... What? Hold on. What the fuck did I just do? What the actual fuck did I just do? How did I manage this? How did I do this? Okay. Pokeball is in my hand. You can even see it kind of levitates in your hand for a second. How did I stick the Pokeball in midair? What? That's so wild. I actually stuck the Pokeball in midair. I've never seen that happen before. Obviously, it's not a very big glitch because I've never seen that happen before. Oh my god. Good times. That's crazy. I could find any bug, man. Sky's the limit. Alright, wait, now we have to heal. Like I said, the next thing Dude, I did it again! Oh, it must be something wrong with this spot. There must be something about being up here on this patch of grass or something. Yeah. I can, but I can't eat them, so I don't bother. This is the first time I cooked eggs. Yeah, that's fair. I just usually eat them. They're good. Good source of protein and stuff. Easy to make, fast to make. So I just usually like to get them done and out the way, personally. It's not my favorite food, but it is what it is. At least that bug isn't as bad as the Scarvio bug. Of course, absolutely. Or for example, if you don't want, if you want to say, oh, you're being unfair to to new Pokemon games, you're right. In Gen 3, they had the roaming Pokemon, what was it, the roaming IV bug? That's another very valid criticism you could give. In Gen 3, they had the Roar glitch for Entei and Raikou. Suicune not affected because Suicune doesn't naturally learn Roar. That is totally fair, actually. That is a totally fair and valid criticism that I will bring up. Because back then, I would have been pissed if I found Entei or Raikou, and then I didn't get to catch it. I would have been steaming. I would have been absolutely pissed. And then, you're a kid, you save your game because you're an idiot, and then boom, your save file's fucked. Enjoy. That's actually the #1 reason why you save the Master Ball, so you don't have to chase it down. Because Lord knows that takes way too much time. And every other Pokemon in the game can be caught via normal means. But they don't even do roaming legendaries anymore. For better or for worse. Whether you like that mechanic, hated that mechanic, they don't even do that anymore. Which, I mean, I did like it. I do like roaming Pokemon, roaming legendaries. I thought it was fun. But they definitely don't do that anymore. The last time they did it, well, I guess they brought it back for BDSP, but that's because that's how it was in the original game. They'd have to redesign the mechanic. After, Gen 5? I don't think they really did it anymore. The Kalos bird that you pick will roam Kalos, and that's it. I think in the Sword and Shield DLC, Pokemon literally run around the field, but it's not the same as, them running around, the whole region, basically. I'm using Uncle Roger's tips. I don't even know. Is Uncle Roger's a type of rice? I don't know. I can't give you fried rice advice, because I've never fried rice. My apologies. I have to heal after this. Alright, what do you think? One more reload, we should be good. Scarvio just has a lot of problems. It's really disgusting too because, it is what it is. So. Oh, I thought you were saying Uncle Rogers is a type of brand and you were asking me for tips. Okay, no, never mind. Okay. I wasn't sure because, we all know Uncle Ben's rice. I wasn't sure if Uncle Rogers was like another type of whatever. Okay, that makes sense. Oh, wait, am I going to lose this? No, never mind. Here we go. Ready? Very nice. Of course, I crit on the last hit. That would have been a KO regardless. Just my luck, of course. But yeah, there's not really much coming out this summer, and I highly doubt there's going to be a lot coming out this fall. There's a lot of games I want to get to, collect, but that's about it. There's not, a ton of other games that are coming out, Not every game that gets announced on a Direct I'm going to do a playthrough on. I mean, that's ultimately like the sad, tragic truth, is that A, there's not enough time for me to do it, and B, also there's just not enough interest, you know? Like not even to be completely dismissive about it, but, you know, not every game is going to be treated equally, unfortunately. Some games are okay. But what we will do is, like I said, I do want to play Wind Waker. I do want to play that mystery game that I baited and then I didn't actually get to do. I'm gonna finish Fire Emblem Engage as well, and Donkey Kong is obviously on the docket. And what else do I have lined up? I can't remember. Oh yeah, Ghostbusters will be the end of this month. I think I already said that. So there's a couple things I'm kicking around. I like to leave a couple dates open just to see how things go, right? Nothing too crazy. You know, fried rice sounds really good. I wonder, like, how you make it. Like, obviously I've had it, like, when I've gone to different restaurants and stuff. But to be honest, I kind of prefer white rice a little bit. White rice. Alright. I knew there were 3 up here. So, what do you all think? Shorter stream today? How are we feeling? Well, let's take a temperature from the people who are still here and not deceased or bored. We actually hit a record number of subscribers earlier today, so that's pretty dope. We fell down, but it was pretty cool for the couple hours that it lasted. Longer stream, fine. Alright, no worries. Need someone to distract me. Alright, fair. Just thought I would do a temperature take. I guess we'll try to do one more Pokemon today, and then torture myself later with some crazy Pokemon you know I'm going to hate doing. I guess we'll do 3 Pokemon today. Basculin, Avalugg, and Bronzong. We'll just get them out of the way. Oh, crap. Very nice. Alright. So now we just have to double edge. It's the same thing, just without the stab. Mantine is not impossible. Mantine, we're going to need bug and grass types or fighting types. Which technically that's also just here. But let's go finish Pokemon and then we can come back here. Since we already did the event here anyway. Let's leave now and then we'll come back, and this is exactly where I'm going to do Mantine as well. And like I said, we're running out of Pokemon, man. It's getting crazy. If you remember the early streams of me starting this massive Dex project, I don't know. It's crazy to think every single stream has been something different. That's so wild to me. Like, I am nostalgic a little bit almost. Someday when I'm old and decrepit, my son will ask me, "Dad, why did you do this?" And I'll be like, "I don't know. It was a waste of time." Hello, Ash. Welcome to the stream. This is Ash Ketchum. He's my biggest fan. I miss his anime every day, even though I didn't watch it. Him and Luffy went for 1,000 episodes each, and they're still going. Well, one of them is. You gotta respect that. Hey, what do you want me to say? That said, I wish Ash had, you know, not stay 10 forever, but, you know, it is what it is. I miss this show every day, man. What level is this? 48? Okay. Very nice. Alright, let's see if it's good against Piloswine. Yeah, ground doesn't resist steel. Ground's good against steel, but that doesn't mean it resists it. It's a one-way. It's a one-way type effectiveness. That's what, you know what I really do miss? I really miss playing through BD and SP. Like, in a very weird way of saying it, I miss them both because I had such a genuinely fun time, like, kind of half reliving my childhood a bit with those games. But that reminds me, I can't find my diamond, like, at all. I don't know where I put my Pokemon Diamond. I can't find it at fucking all. I don't know where it is. It really bothers me that, like, certain games, I just don't know where they went. And I'm assuming that I have it, but I don't know. Scarlet Violet sucks. I miss Kanto games. Hey, you'll listen. Is anyone praising Scarlet Violet? Like, actually, I don't know. That would be a surprise to me. I didn't like them from the moment they announced them, but I haven't really enjoyed a Pokemon game since Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. This game notwithstanding. I did like Let's Go Eevee, because I liked that it was kind of like Pokemon Yellow, but more balanced and, you know, other things. But you can't catch catching just didn't work for me in that game. I had no fun. If they had made it optional, I genuinely would have been like, this is one of the better Pokemon games. This is a great way to do remakes, actually. I would have been so in love with that game if it was not the way it was. So I haven't really enjoyed a Pokemon game since Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. I had a lot of fun. I remember running that Marowak. Love that thing. Why? Because Marowak is a fun Pokemon to use, believe it or not. I just wish they would stop removing mechanics from Pokemon. Like, this game doesn't even have abilities. There's only 2 Pokemon in this game that have abilities. Sharam, so you could actually catch its forms, which ironically led to a massive game bug in this game, and Regigigas, because it has slow start built in. Why they maintain that ability, I'm not too sure, when every other ability does not exist in this game. So, like, Pokemon that would be normally immune to ground types are not immune to ground types in this game. Like, I don't understand it, but it is what it is. I think the more complicated Pokemon is, the better. Genuinely. Ironically, like, I think it needs to be difficult but fair. Because the Battle Frontier is complicated, but it's not fair. Right? So yeah, that's how I feel about that. But that's why someday I'm going to go back. I'm going to finish Scarlet. I'm not doing the DLC for Scarlet because I'm not buying it. I'll finish Scarlet. I will go back and then play Shield. Again, I'm not playing the DLC for that. And then I will go back and play the other game. Let's Go Eevee. You wasted a Master Ball to a Rattata. I did something like that, and then I reloaded the game because I was like, why did I do that? What the hell was the point of that? And then when you're older, you understand that you don't use the Master Ball at all unless it's like a roaming legendary. Because everything else just sits there. Eventually, you're just going to luck out and win. Like, even Rayquaza with its abysmal, like, less than a % catch rate, it is still better to just sit there and spend an hour throwing balls at it than to actually go out and waste the Master Ball. Now, if you're speedrunning, obviously it's probably a different story, right? If you don't care, obviously it's probably, you know, a little bit better. But yeah, I played a lot of Pokemon games on the channel. The only game I didn't play was Sapphire, so maybe someday I'll play Sapphire. Again, I'll probably just play it on the emulator because there's no reason for me to set up my GameCube again. Poor thing is 20 years old. It's right next to it, it's right there, but like, there's no reason for me to set it up. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna really set up my GameCube just so I could play Sapphire. Like, I'm gonna just run it as a computer program or something, you know? Once I figure out how that works, I'll probably do that and Crystal. I would like to edit Crystal to put in the Pokemon they cut out, right? Without playing Crystal Clear. But I'm not like an expert at editing ROMs, so I don't know how. I'll have to do research, see how easy it is. All I would do is inject Pokemon onto roots, basically. It's probably a lot harder than it sounds. I would just lower certain Pokemon's appearance rates and raise others. So that way we're not sitting around for 5 hours for one Pokemon to show up, Or, for example, I could catch a Mayre in Crystal. I love it. But yeah, I digress. I literally digress, actually. There you go. But yeah, I like those old school games, but like I like the new school mechanics. It's very hard to reconcile. You know, I like the physical special split. It makes a lot of Pokemon much more viable. I like that a lot of Pokemon, you know, as of Gen 7 at the minimum, can learn all kinds of different moves, different types. I like Mega Evolutions. You know what I mean? Like, all these mechanics I like. I like Terastallization on certain Pokemon. I think that if a Pokemon has a Mega or has a Giganta, it should not get a Terastallization. So that way it could be a buff to certain Pokemon and not others, you know? I think that would be like a fair thing to do. Every Pokemon has one or two things. Obviously, certain Pokemon like have multiple, right? So for example, like Venusaur and Charizard and Blastoise, I think, have Megas and Gigantas. I wouldn't take anything away. I would just leave it. I would just say, fuck it. Certain Pokemon are just lucky. It's just the Gen 1 starters. What are you going to do? Not really much you can do, so... But yeah, I'm going to try to put up a variety of content. So hopefully you guys are excited. I have a couple of different things I'm going to do. I'm going to go back to Rebirth. I'm going to go back to Luigi's Mansion. I'm going to go back. I'm going to start Rise of Ronin and Avatar at some point soon. So there's going to be a lot of games getting finished. I'm going to probably... What the hell? Yo, the time of day literally just changed in my face. I'm going to do a throwback playthrough soon as well. What I'm going to do is I'm going to remove some furniture in my room. So when I do that, I'm going to move in the thing that I've been waiting to put in. I'm going to have a better setup that's going to have less HDMI plugs. Well, I'll have the same amount, but one of them will have 7, which will be good. It'll mean that there's less wires going all over the place. So that'll be kind of good. Very nice. Alright, 2 more usages and then that's it. One day, the shiny hunt... I'll go back to shiny hunting on Brilliant Diamond. I will. Someday. Okay. Oh, shit, I forgot you're here. Oh. Scared me. Alright, so after this we have to do Double Edge, so I guess we'll just go back to like Obsidian Fieldlands or something, and we'll just like fight generics or something. I don't know. I don't know what we're going to use it on. We'll figure it out. We'll just fight like really easy to defeat enemies or something that aren't resistant to normal types. There's not really a ton I could do with that, honestly. Unfortunately, normal type moves just kind of suck, and there's not really anything you could do about it. They're just not good. Alright, very nice. Bascule. Wait, what? Oh no! I forgot! Did I save my game? I didn't. I forgot to strong style these moves. I thought I already did it. I forgot that was Avalug that I did that on. Well, I guess we're sticking around here a little while longer. That sucks. It's not like the most unbearable thing in the world, but it is still annoying. Oh, you flee? Please don't run. Fuck off. Man. Some of these Pokemon are bitch made. Have I ever farmed this? I don't think I have. There's just a random... What the hell? That's so crazy. There's a random node up there. I don't think I've ever hit that node up. Ever. And I played this game forever, and I've never hit up that node. Not once. That's so wild. You wouldn't believe it. I can't believe I did this to myself. This is why you have to do the strong style stuff first, because I genuinely just forgot. You have to do the strong style stuff right off the bat. I'm just a forgetful person like that. Especially if I'm ranting or talking. Yeah, I'm a forgetful person. There's nothing I can do about it. You can't change the kind of person you are. What is it? 20 usages, I think, now? Alright, let's find some ice types, like Glalie. Shit. I think Glalie's pretty fast, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure Glalie is like a pretty fast Pokemon. Maybe. Yeah, but usually when I was a kid, I would use the Master Ball on like really easy to defeat enemies, so I would use really hard to capture. Like Rayquaza is just a good choice. Like as a kid, I wasn't like too keen on hunting down Latios and Latias. Like the fastest way to do it is still not very fast. So like I think I did it on the Ruby playthrough. Right? Didn't I go in and out of like Route 101? And it took me a while. Like genuinely. It took me a while to accomplish that. And that's why I wasn't like super keen on it. I was like, oh lord. That and catching Rayquaza, I think I sped that up. Because Rayquaza has such a low catch rate even when he's paralyzed and in the red. And remember, like, he's got a lot of damage and moves, and he hurts himself with Outrage. Yeah, it was definitely not... It was a wombo combo. There's a lot going on in that Rayquaza. And he does have Rest, but it's good that he uses Rest, because Outrage will take away, like, a lot of his HP via Confusion. So, unfortunately, you're kind of damned if you do, you're damned if you don't with Rayquaza. Because, like... I don't know... Obviously, catching him in Emerald is kind of something I do just to beat the game with style. I think it's really fun to, like, catch the Legendary and then bring it to against the Elite Four. And it's not an instant win. Glacia is definitely a counter pick for Rayquaza. But, like, the unfortunate part is that Groudon is just not as good with the Elite Four as Kyogre is. Glacia basically destroys Groudon. She's such a hard wall for Groudon and Kyogre. At least Kyogre learns, what's the move called? Kyogre can learn Thunder, which synergizes way better than Solar Beam. Solar Beam just sucks. It's just a terrible move. The way they treat grass types is just so evil in Pokemon. They give them 100 weaknesses and their good moves are awful. So... most grass types are just inherently cursed. They're just not good. Okay, I only need one. And I like grass types. Like I said, one of my favorite starters is a grass type. Now, in fairness, I picked Chikorita in gold. I didn't pick it in Crystal. So if I do a Crystal playthrough, I'm wondering, should I pick Chikorita or should I pick Cyndaquil? Because originally I picked Cyndaquil. I don't know. That's something to consider. Who's to say I'll only do one playthrough? Maybe I'll do multiple. I gotta see if I could edit each route by route, for what Pokemon show up. I think that would be like a really fun thing to do, is like you could rebattle trainers as well. I think that's one thing they really tried to do in Gen 2, was address the fact that, like, there's nothing to do in Gen 1 once you beat the game. Like, even Fire Red, Leaf Green have some bonus content that you could partake of. Vulpix. Alright. Nowadays, they're just like, ha! Wait for the DLC. Which, I mean, sure, but also, like, There really is nothing to do in the base game of most of these Pokemon games now besides Shiny Hunt. And it's not like this game where there's... I mean, technically there's also just nothing to do here. I just happen to really like this game. But this game has really good shiny hunting. We're not doing it as much anymore for obvious reasons. But yeah. I also like the rivals better. Wally having like a samurai style showdown in Victory Road is such a peak moment in Pokemon history that always gets overshadowed because Aurass was not as good as Heart Gold, Soul Silver. But like, I wonder what the reception from those same people was to BDSP then. Because BDSP is even worse. Like, they weren't wrong. People didn't like the Battle Frontier. But I don't think that means cut it entirely. I think that means fix it. I don't think I'm crazy for suggesting that either. Alright, when it turns to nighttime, there are still Pokemon that we could fight. Like, Glalie don't stop spawning, but then they start to share some of the spawn nodes with Haunter, so I might just fast forward to daytime. No, you're not? What do you mean, no, I'm not? I like the... Oh, that I'm crazy that they removed it? Yeah. They need to change it. They need to not make it a cheating facility. What they really need to do is they just need to, for lack of a better word, balance it. Because what happens is, like, they just counterpick you. They counterpick you, they don't miss, you miss, and then you lose. That happened to me in in Brilliant Diamond. I was doing the tower, and I was on a ridiculous win streak. I was on a 20 win streak, which is what you need to, you know, get the star or whatever. I forget how it works. Out comes Tycoon Palmer, and he just completely aces my entire strategy. I missed the 1% chance on sleep. It's just like, you know, again, technically that's just mechanical, right? That's not, it's just, yeah, they just need to change it. I just think, like, yeah, I understand the whole point of a streak is that you don't get it broken. But, you know, I feel like if you complete a set, it should just not reset you to 0. I don't know. Because then people would argue, well, that takes away the point of having a streak. But, like, I would just argue that it shouldn't be that serious in Pokemon. And, like, the people who would want to keep streaks on that level will just record themselves. You know? I feel like for the purpose of getting all the stars on the card, it shouldn't be that ridiculous. But, like, if you want to set your own personal no-defeat list, then sure. Again, I don't think I'm being completely out of pocket and crazy here. I think that that's... It just feels weird, you know? It's like, okay, well, I want to get all the cards on, or all the stars on the card. Great, now you never lose a battle ever again. By the way, all the Pokemon are professional tier, and they're literally counterpicking you. Because the battle formats were cool, you know? It's like Mount Battle in the horror games. It's interesting. It's different. Something fun. Something I could see myself doing once the game is done. And indeed, something that you have to kind of do even before the game is done. Fuck. Technically, this first one is free, though, because you could still style it 5 times. But yeah, I don't like... The Battle Tower was a cool idea when it was introduced. You could even bring legendaries into the Crystal Battle Tower. It functions like no other Battle Tower in this history of the series. I just think that they should have... There's just ways to do it. I just feel like a lot of times they just give up, if I'm being totally honest. I feel like a lot of times they just give up and they just say, fuck it, we're just not going to do it. And that's why I think that, honestly, they almost didn't even want to bring back Megas in Gen 7. I think that they like to introduce mechanics, and they think it's like a fun novelty, and then they just never bring it back, most of those mechanics. So, like, I miss fishing, I miss fishing wherever you could fish. Nowadays, you can't even fish anymore in Pokemon. They have removed it completely. I miss the daycare. I miss how the old daycare used to work. So stuff like that. That's why after Gen 4 was such a marked, like, downhill spiral for, like, overworld and general story. I just was not feeling anything they did after Gen 4. And lately, it's been really unplayable. I cannot believe I fucked this up by not doing it correctly. That is insanity. I am officially losing my mind. Alright, 2 more times. And then we'll just spam double edge, which will be easy. We'll change the scenery a little bit. Probably, like, we'll battle Shinx and a couple other Pokemon. We could battle Shinx, we could battle Magikarp, we could battle the Weasels, we could battle the Floatzel, we could battle Staravias. There's a lot of options for us for Pokemon that won't run away that we could attack in Obsidian. Because we're using a normal type move. Here we go. Alright, as I was saying, now I'm done. Holy shit. Let's get out of here. Actually, let me see if an Eevee spawned. Again, the odds of this are very low, but it's worth while I'm standing right here. It's over here. No. Okay. Yeah, your best bet is an Eevee outbreak in this game. I kind of want to go back to using the Poker Radar, but I feel like that's something I'll do in my free time. I don't particularly want to subject people here to watching me run the Poker Radar over and over. Just saying. I did it for a couple streams. I think I succeeded on a couple streams, right? That's where we got P-Bird from. Alright, let's go down here. And now let me fill in Bronzong. Bronzong is done. It means that we have 2 Pokemon done. We are officially at 80%. So next up is going to be Basculin as well. Okay. Basculin, then Mantine. Mantine is the same thing, it's just double edge. Yeah, so you don't take that much damage. The amount of recoil damage you take is relative to the amount of damage you inflict. And obviously, these Pokemon don't have a lot of health, so to knock them out, we don't have to inflict a ton of damage. Yeah, we're going to have to work with Magmor. We'll have to get together a full team of Pokemon. At that point, I'm just shiny hunting, pretty much. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm just going to start shiny hunting. Just try to burn through as many events as I can. Might as well. There's no reason to single out Pokemon like that. Especially since they'll need to be a high level anyway. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Okay. Eevee? Well, there's an Eevee. It's not shiny. I forget where all the Eevee spawns are. You'll have to forgive me. It's been a while. I don't play this game as often as I used to. I used to know them by heart. Nowadays, I don't really know all of them. I think there's floats still over here, right? Yeah. We can fight these guys. Alright, we have to reload. We're already at half health, dude. So ridiculous. It's really sad too because this game genuinely looks better than Arceus or than SV. Look at the water. The water looks way better. Again, we're competing for scraps here. We're not exactly pushing the envelope with either of these games, but you know, it's just one of those things. I think Eevee can spawn over here. I'm not too sure. Alright, let's fight some of these dudes over here. They're all clustered together, which I'm not like the biggest fan of, but maybe we could get away with this. Okay. You want to know what I am pretty excited for, though? I am pretty excited for, what is it? The Mario and Luigi game. I was actually talking about that a while ago. I was saying that it's such a weird thing because as a game, I like the first game, and I never really played anything else in that series after it. Partners in Time, Inside Story, I just never played, like, almost any of them. And I do kind of regret not playing most of them because I think I probably would have had a fun time. Okay. I hope they do more, like, collection re-releases, personally. Seems like just such an easy way to make money on work that is pretty much already done. That's why I think Capcom with the Mega Man collections has been on point. So it'll be interesting that there's like 5 games in this series now. Wow, we actually found a wild female. Can you believe it? You almost never see this. Alright, anyway. I mean, it is literally, yes, it is literally a 1 in 8 chance, but you really don't see it that often. At least I don't. Most of the Combies I find are male. Which makes sense. That's statistically the likely outcome, so. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where my Pokemon Diamond went. It really bothers me that I can't find it. Like, I'm actually kind of stressed over it. It was like Pokemon Diamond, and then like a bunch of other DS cases. I just don't know where they are, and it really bothers me. It's like, where the fuck did I put them? Like, are they in my room? Did I move them somewhere thinking I was being smart, and now I don't know where they went? Like, I don't know where they are, and it makes me very annoyed. Like, I do have the actual games, like, right here, inside this multi-case. Obviously, some of these... I had 2 copies of Pearl, but I don't know what happened to both of them. Nowadays, I actually just store the games inside the actual game cases. But I have to figure out where they are. Like, some of these I just bought, though, to be fair. So, like, it's 2 games in particular I don't know where they are. Which is Super Mario 64 DS and Kingdom Hearts Recoded. Like, I just genuinely don't know where the cases are. I don't. It bothers me, and I have to figure it out. So maybe I'll give another look. Again, I have stuff to move around and stuff to figure out, but yeah. Would I consider doing a podcast episode talking about the Dawn Trail story? I mean, I'm not against it. I just haven't really done a podcast episode in forever. And at this point, like, when you don't do it while it's new, it's kind of like, what the fuck? But yeah, maybe I would consider it. I'll be honest with you. I am not... Podcasts, I just don't do them anymore. I could just come on stream and bitch about something and pretty much get the same amount of views and the same amount of everything. I'll consider it. Maybe the next time we do a 14 stream or something and like it's roulettes or something, sure. But a designated episode of something, not really. I don't really... Podcasts just don't really gel well with my time slots anymore. That's why I kind of don't even do verdicts anymore. Like, I had 2 verdicts ready to roll, and I never released them. I never actually even finished editing them. One was for Alone in the Dark. I forget what the other one was for. Was it Spider-Man? Yeah, I don't know. I forget. I had recorded it, and then I was like, I don't, you know, I need to re-record some of this. But yeah, we'll just save that for, like, the next time we do a podcast. Or a podcast. I'll save that for the next time we play Dawn Trail. Yeah, absolutely. Oh yeah, I intend to mark all my Dawn Trail post MSQ as exactly as such. Post main scenario quest. Spoilers. As it should be once you know. Ideally, I'd like to think that if you're interested in not being spoiled on, like, Dawn Trail, you wouldn't go on a Dawn Trail stream. Unfortunately, MMOs are just that kind of game, and most games in general are just that kind of... I lived and I got to get away with another double edge. What say you to that, motherfucker? That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. But yeah, by day 2, day 3, day 4, people have already beaten most games. Hell, before the game's even out, a lot of times people have already beaten most games. Like, let's be fair here. Most people have already beaten most games by, like, day 2 or 3. Maybe even before that if they get early access or review copies, so... Alright. My opinions and thoughts on what to expect in future expansions. Considering, see, yeah, I'll let you share that. Like, the reason why I don't do that too much anymore is because I genuinely thought that after Stormblood, we were going to have a whole expansion where we were going to invade Garlemald. And since that didn't happen, I was like, you know what? I'm going to just let them cook. But I was talking about that a little bit earlier. Maybe you were here. I was like, because Viff asked me, like, how was the latest X-Pack? And I was like, it's good, right? It's not bad. It's just not Shadowbringer's crazy good or Endwalker story conclusion good. And I think that's fine. I'm not, like, torn up about it. You know, like, if you have a 95 and a 91, you know, getting a story that's like an 80 is not a bad thing. Getting a story that's like a 75 is not a bad thing. Because trust me, as much as people, like, talk about A Realm Reborn was just more proof of concept that you can revitalize a dead game and make it good. Do I want to go back to A Realm Reborn? Fuck no. The mechanics we had during that were awful. Terrible. Awful mechanics. Garbage. Do I like the story? Sure, because story is a different topic entirely. But do I want to replay the Heavensward days and the Stormblood days? No, I don't. And I had a whole discussion with my friend about this yesterday. I was saying specifically, like, oh, it was about class homogenization and stuff. And what I was saying is that, like, to some degree, everything kind of has to be homogenized. Everything has to be expected to do any content and any role within that content. So, for example, we don't have... This guy's floating, by the way. Again. Kricketot is really glitchy in this game for some reason. I don't know why. But yeah, like, part of it is that we don't have designated main tanks and designated off tanks. Every class, or rather every tank, needs to be able to perform either role. The only role where they have that kind of split is healer, where we have shield healers and we have the other shield healers. And that's why when a bunch of healers say they're going on strike, I don't fucking believe them, and my queues have been just fine. In fact, my queues have been super fast because everybody is playing healer. Everyone who wants... So, you know, you're not going to strike over it. Again, I think a lot of it is kind of silly. Some of it's warranted, right? Not every decision that they make balancing this game, which is still more balanced than its contemporaries by a long shot, is necessarily a bad decision. I think a lot of people want to really reinvent the wheel. And I think a lot of times you reinvent the wheel too much, you end up back in the same bad situation you were in a couple of X-Packs ago. I know that's happened with World of Warcraft, and I just would prefer if it didn't happen to 14. I think it's very nice that you could go into content and no fucking piece of shit, by the way, floating again. No piece of shit is like, hey, who's mans? You joined as a Dark Knight, but I see you have Paladin leveled up. Would you mind switching to Paladin? And then they get mad when you mind. No one, I don't think people understand that. I think that that's, like, such a really weird thing. Like, even though Dark Knights were perfectly fine, no one wanted to heal Dark Knights. Does that mean that Dark Knights weren't good? No, Dark Knights did more damage than Paladin. I was doing really well in Stormblood. I was a really good Dark Knight. But you don't have Passage, which, let's be fair, is a niche ability. And you didn't have Divine Veil, which, let's be fair, required some amount of teamwork. It wasn't how it is today. I got sick of motherfuckers. Like, yeah, if I wanted to play Paladin, I would have joined on Paladin then, dipshit. Why do you think I joined on Dark Knight? To troll you? You think I'm really going around to O12S parties to troll you? You're not that special to troll. What? Yeah, I hated that era. And I would prefer if 14 never went back to that era. And part of what got us out of that era was, one, removing slashing, which you could argue is a form of homogenization because they removed all the slashing downs and whatever. But that was good. Why? Because no one benefited off of blunt resist down. There was no reason to have blunt resist down for monk and monk only. There was no reason to have some of the combos that some of the tanks had. And most of all, the enmity changes meant that anyone could main tank and pull. Now granted, they haven't fixed the Dark Knight weapon skill thing. It's not a huge deal. It's just not a great deal either. Yeah, you're witnessing that start of expansion and just in general healer demand, which is basically that your queues are instant. Even then, 20 minutes on a slower queue is not a bad trade-off at all. I mean, but that's part of playing DPS. Like, people will play DPS and then be like, wow, my queues are long. It's like, yeah, because everybody wants to play DPS. By definition, everyone wants to do the damage. Nobody wants to tank. It's always going to be that way. There's almost never a game where people want to tank and heal more than DPS. That's just how it is. So you just pay the price with higher queues. I don't know what to tell you. If you don't like it, I mean, you could always play tank. That's just how it is. You just have a game where there's always going to be that dynamic. Even Overwatch has that dynamic now. They had to be dragged kicking and screaming to it, but, you know, eventually is better than never, I guess. I mean, I'm going to have to get on anyway today because I'm missing a couple things. But I think I got every class besides Samurai to 91 and Machinist to 91. I have to do my main scenario roulette today. So I'm going to probably level those two up. By the end of tomorrow, I think most of my classes should be 91. At that point, I'm going to start using some of the lesser roulettes to get extra gear for my tank. And then that way I could start buying gear for other classes when they get to 90 and stuff like that. Another thing I'm also doing is I'm doing the trust roulettes. Or it's not roulette, I'm just doing trusts. So that's going all right. Part of the problem is that there's too many tanks. I'm sorry, there's too many DPS and not enough healers and tanks. Because remember, you have to be in every single run, so you can only take 3 trusts with you. So even though there's 14 trusts, you can't have them run something without you being there, which is unfortunate. Because it creates a situation where instead of doing 12 runs of a dungeon, you technically have to do 14. And then I have to make sure that Alice and Alphino are not together so Alphino can heal. Which, by the way, Alphino is one of the worst fucking healers I think I've ever seen. I've seen literal players parse green or parse zeros that do better than Alphino. And I understand that he's an AI and that this is an unfair assessment. But when I say this dude does not fucking heal me, I actually genuinely mean it, and it pisses me off. I hate that he does not heal. Piece of shit. Been with me since day one, since Heaven's Ward. This dude has been a main character next to the Warrior of Light, and he still sucks. This guy is insane. He's abso-fucking-lutely ridiculous. I hate this guy. He never heals you properly. Urianger will just usually heal you, and the cards definitely help with mitigation. But half the time, like, at least back in Shadowbringers, he used to like to cast, what is it, like, some Gravity of the Seventh Dawn or something? No, he casts Death of the Seventh Dawn, and, like, randomly, and he'll just stop healing you. Yeah, what a fucking mess. It's ridiculous. It's not, like, that big of a deal. Like, usually I see it coming, and I'm like, okay, I'm good. Like, pretty much most of my deaths and trusts, if at all, are because I'm not paying attention, and I'm playing as a DPS, so I can't just soak, like, 5 Vuln stacks and be okay. So it is just my fault. But it is something to be wary of, you know? Ironically, Graha is a better healer, because he just spam heals stuff. Oh my god! That is terrifying. That also wasn't there before. And I know that when I choose to level up tanks, I'm just gonna fly through the levels. Like, oops. I just know I'm gonna fly through the levels as tanks, so I'm not worried about that in the slightest. Okay. That's it. Very nice. So what's even left? Let's see. We did Basculin. Okay, we did 3 Pokemon today, which is pretty staggering. So we're at 80.58%. So, okay, here's what I'm thinking. Next time around, we do Mantine, Rotom, and Abomasnow. Definitely Mantine, because I don't think I'm going to continue after this right now. I think I'm done. So, what day is it today? Well, I said it was the 6th. I'm sorry, today's the 7th. So, I'm not sure when the next time I'll stream this will be. So, I'll just leave this open-ended. I have no idea when it'll be. I put this wrong date down here as well. Okay. So, yeah, those are the last 3 normal Pokemon for us to work with. Then, after those 3 Pokemon, which I have 2 of them, or what is it? I have 2 of them in my party right now as I speak. After those Pokemon, do I have a spare Rotom? There you go, you'll do just fine. Bronzong is done. We will need to revisit Basculin later for Basculegion. Which I guess means we should just keep it with us, because we need it to gain levels, so I guess that's fine. After that, what did I say? I guess after that we could start working on things like Magmortar, Gliscor, Mamoswine, Dusknoir. Those Pokemon are just going to take a long time. I'm going to be completely upfront. I expect that to become not a super slog, but those streams are going to become more based around actually doing shiny hunting. Because, you know, we might as well shiny hunt while we do this, right? So that's where I'm going to end off for today. Oh, so we'll do next time we'll do Rotom, we'll do Mantine, we'll do Abomasnow. After that, we will do the trading, right? We need to trade back and forth a bunch of the fossil Pokemon. Then we will be on, like, the final 2 sets of Pokemon, which are the story Pokemon, one of which we did today, which was Avalugg, and the Gen 4 evolutions in Spiritomb. Okay. And then there's the evolutions. However you want to take that, I guess. Alright. That's good. I'm done. I'm gonna put back in Luigi's Mansion, actually. I'm gonna go look for this stupid DS game. I genuinely think I'm gonna have to go through like every single thing I own to see if I still own some of this, which is gonna be such a pain in the ass. It's so dumb. And I hope I didn't lose it, right? You hope it doesn't get tossed out accidentally, but who knows, right? Like, I don't know what happened to it. That's part of the problem. I know I played my diamond a little while ago, because what I did is I wanted to catch a Stunky and trade it to Heart Gold. So I definitely played it sometime in recent memory. I just don't remember where I put it afterwards. So I don't know. It stresses me out, but there's not really much I could do about it. All right, Ash, hope you feel better. Thanks for showing up. Viv, light-minded, much appreciated. Ash Ketchum, thank you for stopping by. I hope you all have a good rest of your evening. We got good progress done today, and I will see you later. Thank you.